Welcome students, poem number 4 of Flamingo, A Thing of Beauty by John Keats. As we read the title, the first thing that comes in our mind is that Keats must be saying about something which is very beautiful. Of course, human beings are themselves a very beautiful creation of God. They have not only a close affinity with beauty, but at the same time, they want beauty all around them. They search beauty, want to conquer beauty, want to have beautiful things with them. And Keats wrote this poem to tell us that beautiful things fascinate us, they attract us, but we should never go in search of beauty. Beauty is present all around us. We only lack the vision of seeing it. When he wrote this poem, he had a Greek legend in the mind. First of all, let us see what is that Greek legend so that we understand this poem better. The Greek legend was, there was a young shepherd, Endymion, and he took his sheep for grazing every day on Mount Latmos. One day he was a little bit late. It was a full moon night and the moon came. In every culture, we talk about Greek, Roman, Indian culture, they have gods and goddesses for everything. The Greeks called the moon goddess as Cynthia. That day, Cynthia herself came on this earth. Endymion had the first look at Cynthia. He was enraptured, fascinated like anything. Cynthia was so beautiful and he got lost. Cynthia went, it was daytime again the next day. But this youth was so much fascinated, he waited for the second night, he waited for the next night, he waited for many full moon nights. But Cynthia never came on this earth. This youth, mad after beauty, went in search of beauty, went to the bottom of the ocean, the farthest of the seas, but was never able to see Cynthia again. Keats wrote this poem to tell us, when we see beautiful things, we have the same effect as Endymion had when he saw Cynthia. And then he said that we don't have to go in search of beauty like Endymion, because everything in nature, he's not talking about artificial beauty, he's talking about natural beauty. And he says, everything in nature is as beautiful as the moon goddess, only we lack the vision. That is why we don't find them to be beautiful. We only go for outward beauty, but everything in nature is beautiful. And then he gives examples one after the other. When we end this poem, our whole concept of beauty changes from outward beauty to inward beauty. The poem ends with a message, and the message is, don't go in search of beauty. Beauty is present all around us. Only we have to see it with those eyes. Now let us begin this poem, A Thing of Beauty. And as I said, it is about natural beauty because Keats and his contemporaries, they all wrote poems behind a motto, and that was back to nature. By that time, people had started to move away from nature, and all these contemporary poets wanted the people to come back to nature. So as we have understood this Greek legend, and we have understood that Endymion, when saw Cynthia, had certain effects on us. So this poem has three important questions over there. What is the effect of a thing of beauty? Which things are beautiful and why? And what is the message of this poem? So in this session, we are going to discuss what are the effects of things of beauty. See the first line. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Yes, it gives us everlasting joy. You see the smile of a baby. You see an iridescent bubble. You see the rainbow for the first time. And we say, how wonderful that we have that instant joy. But do you think that joy is just instant? It is everlasting. It is perennial. The reason, when we see any beautiful object, its beauty gets imprinted on our mind. We don't have to learn about that beauty. It automatically gets imprinted on our mind. That's why we say when people go into coma and they come out of it, they might forget people, but they never forget the beautiful things that are there around them. So a thing of beauty is a joy forever. It will not give us joy once. It will give this joy every time. Why? I have seen the snow-capped mountains for the first time. That beauty will get imprinted on my mind. The minute I'll see this vision the second time, I'll always compare it to the first one. And which one will I find more beautiful? The first one always. Because human beings have a tendency, the first vision, the first taste of everything is so good. We wear a dress for the first time, we wear the same dress the second time. That feeling is not the same. We always find the first one to be more beautiful. So when we see any beautiful object, we compare it to the second one. Always the first one, we find that to be more beautiful. So instead of the beauty decreasing, we find the beauty increasing. So it gives us joy once, but it gives us joy every time we think about it. So what does beauty do? Beauty gives everlasting joy. It gives us joy once, but every time we compare it to the second one, we find the first one to be more beautiful. It gives us the same joy. So it is a source of everlasting joy. Why? It leaves an indelible imprint on our mind. That imprint which can never be removed. It gets imprinted on our mind. Then the next thing, its loveliness increases. With time, does the beauty of a thing reduce? People say yes, you keep a flower, within 2 or 3 days it will fade and wither away. But its beauty has got imprinted on our mind. Will that beauty die? No. So what does beauty do? It makes a thing immortal. You talk about many beautiful ladies or people who were around us. Cleopatra was there, Mother Teresa was there. They have become immortal. The reason? Their beauty. And that beauty has made them immortal. So what does beauty do? Beauty gives us everlasting joy. Beauty increases the loveliness of a thing. The thing will die, but its beauty will never die. See the next line? Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness. That means it will never die. Beauty makes a thing immortal. Then its loveliness increases. It never passes into nothingness, but will keep a bower quiet for us. What is bower? Shady place under the trees. So just as under the trees there is shade, similarly it remains as a shady memory, a cool memory in our mind. That memory which we can never forget even if we want to, because it went inside our mind spontaneously. We did not have to give efforts to learn it. It automatically got imprinted on our mind. So it remains as a cool memory in our mind. Then a sleep full of sweet dreams. A sleep full of sweet dreams, people know. Dreams come when our subconscious mind gets activated. Our mind has got 3 levels: conscious, subconscious and unconscious. Whatever we tend to push into the subconscious comes into the conscious mind when we dream. And we see it in front of ourselves. Then beauty comes in the form of dreams. What does it mean? It captures our subconscious mind. It captures our conscious mind, of course. It captures our subconscious mind. It also captures our unconscious mind. That means beauty captures our complete mind. As I was giving the example of the person going in coma, the beautiful thing will remain in the mind. That means beauty captures our complete mind. That's why it comes in the form of dreams. A sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. Doctors say to patients who are suffering, they say, go close to a place which is full of natural beauty. It will add to your health. So does beauty add to our health? Yes, it adds to nutrition to the body. That's why people go for morning and evening walk. They don't go for a walk in the afternoon, because nature is at its best in the morning and in the evening. Normally we say it's at its best in the morning. That's why people prefer morning walk. It acts as a nutrition to the body as well as a nutrition to the mind also. How? You're very angry. Go close to a place which is full of water. Don't jump into it. But still, when you see that beautiful water, rippling water, shimmering water, you will have that calmness. You will feel that it's so serene, that soothing effect is there on you. So does beauty act as a nutrition to the mind also? Yes. That's why see the line. A sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. See the next line. Therefore on every morrow, are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth? What is wreath? It's a garland of flowers. Like what do? We take a thread and one after the other we put the flowers and we make a complete garland. Similarly, Keats says, every day we make one or the other effort and that binds us to nature, because here he's talking about which beauty? He's talking about natural beauty. So he says every day we do one or the other thing which brings us close to beauty and nature. Do we do it? Yes. Cleaning the house, cleaning ourselves, not keeping everything black and white, having colors in the house, paint in the house, upholstery, then curtains and everything colorful. We want colors in our life. We want beauty around us. So therefore on every morrow, every new day, are we breathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth? Yes, we make effort just like we are preparing a garland. One after the other we make efforts which brings us close to beauty. So therefore on every morrow are we breathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth? Yes, we make efforts. Now the next 4 lines, just understand, this shows why people have started to move away from nature and why they should go back to nature. See the lines, spite of despondence, spite, hatred, despondence, sadness, of the inhuman dearth of noble nature, dearth, lack of noble nature, of the gloomy days, gloomy, sad and dark. Now if we take all these meanings together, I'll give a simple example to prove it. There is a workplace and a person, 2 people are there. One person sees the other person being successful. What will that other person do? He hates that person. He'll try to do everything which brings that person down. He'll never be able to digest his success. Will that give him happiness? Never. That will make him all the more sad. What will the other person do? Then the other person also sees this person doing this. He also tries to act in the same manner. So we not only become ourselves sad, we also make the other people sad. Hatred burns from inside. It always makes us unhappy from inside. So spite of despondence, of the inhuman dearth of noble nature. Why do we do it? Because nowadays we lack nature. Which nature? Noble nature. We can't see the success of the other person. Of the gloomy days. What is the result? Our days become gloomy, sad and dark. What is the, if I say what is the summary of all this? When we hate people, we have darkness around us. We have sadness around us. We become depressed. We become frustrated. Do we want to come out of this depression and frustration? Yes. So KEATS says there are methods for you to bring you out of this frustration. What are the methods? Meditation, listening to music. But if I am sad and frustrated, will I be able to meditate? No, never. My mind will automatically go to all those things which are making me sad. And at the same time, I'll never be able to listen to happy music that time. I'll always prefer a sad music. So what happens is, are there methods to bring us out of this frustration? Yes. KEATS says, of all the unhealthy and overdarkened ways, he says there are methods. But these methods are unhealthy and overdarkened. The reason, they are themselves so tough. So because of this, we can't pursue them and we remain in that darkness, we remain in that depression, we remain in that frustration. At that time, what brings us out of this frustration? A thing of beauty. See the next line. Yet in spite of all, some shape of beauty removes the pall from our dark spirits. Pall, shroud. Dark spirits, dampened spirits, frustrated spirits. What removes the pall, that shroud, that coffin cloth from our dark spirits? A thing of beauty. Why? Because it's a source of happiness. As soon as we see it, we forget all that frustration and that depression around us and we again feel motivated to live. So what does a thing of beauty do? It removes that sadness from our dark spirits and it motivates us to live again. So here in this session, we have done all the effects of things of beauty. What does a thing of beauty do? It gives us everlasting joy, perennial joy. The reason? It leaves an indelible, an imprint which can never be removed. Indelible imprint on our mind. Then it increases the loveliness of a thing. The thing will die, but its beauty will never die because beauty makes a thing immortal. Then it maintains a cool memory in our mind. Automatically, just like a bower, it maintains a cool memory. Then it captures our complete mind. We see it with our conscious mind. It also goes into the subconscious and the unconscious mind. It captures our complete mind. It acts as a nutrition to the body. It acts as a nutrition to the mind. Then the next thing, the most important, it removes the sadness of that isolation, that sadness of hatred. It removes that depression, frustration. It removes that pall of sadness and it motivates us to live again. So beauty does all these things. That is why what happens is human beings search for beauty. And Damien, when saw Cynthia, he had the same effect as we have when we see any beautiful object. But the next session we will understand which things are beautiful, and that will change our complete concept of beauty, and then we will understand what is the message. We don't have to go in search of beauty. Beauty is present all around us.